my dear learners, for this course on turbo machines. In this module 2, we are discussing about energy transfer turbo machines and general analysis of turbo machines. So far, we have discussed two important problems on power absorbing turbo machines. Let us continue our discussion on power absorbing turbo machines. The problem number 3 of our discussion states that a single stage blower with no inlet guide vanes is running at 3600 rpm. The mean diameter of the rotor is 16 centimeters and the mass flow rate of air through the blower is 0.45 kg per second. In the rotor, the air is turned such that the absolute velocity of air at exit makes an angle of 20 degree with respect to axis. Very important. With respect to axis, he has given. Assuming that the axial component of fluid velocity remains constant, determine power input and degree of reaction. Assuming density of air as 1.185 kg per meter cube and area of flow is equal to 0.02 meter cube. Let us list out the data given for this problem. For problem number 3, we have a single stage blower with no inlet guide vanes. If there are no inlet guide vanes, then there is no brill at inlet. Since there is no brill at inlet, alpha 1 is equal to 90 degrees. And it is running at 3600 rpm. N is given as 3600 rpm. The mean diameter of the rotor is given, therefore it is axial flow 0.16 meters, and mass flow rate of air through the blower is given. M dot is 0.45 kg per second. In the rotor, the air is turned such that the absolute velocity of air at exit makes an angle of 20 degrees with respect to axis. So V2 makes 20 degrees with respect to axis. So therefore, alpha 2 is measured with respect to tangential direction. So alpha 2 is measured with respect to tangential direction, is giving 20 degrees with respect to axis. So therefore, alpha 2 will become 90 minus 20, which is nothing but 70 degrees. Very, very important. Assuming that axial component of fluid velocity remains constant, that is Vf1 is equal to Vf2 are all equal to Vf, determine power input and degree of reaction. Assume density of air as 1.185 kg per meter cube and area of flow as 0.02 meter square. So if you observe, we have one alteration, we don't have VU1 at inlet, so therefore the velocity triangle for this problem becomes, at inlet there is no brill, so therefore alter the inlet velocity triangle. Therefore Vf is equal to V1, VR1 we left out with beta 1, hence we have only U axial flow because he has given mean diameter. Alpha 1 is 90 degree, VU1 is equal to 0. Similarly, the outlet velocity triangle remains same because no alterations is specified for exit. So let me retain the exit velocity triangle as it is with VU2 greater than VU1. As VU1 is 0, no need to worry. So therefore, I left out with V2, VR2, VF, VU2, U, alpha 2. So this is what he has given as 20 degrees with respect to axis. And here we have beta 2. Now let us solve the problem. He has given mass flow rate, area and density. So therefore we know that mass flow rate is given by rho AF VF. So therefore VF can be determined as m dot by rho AF. M dot is 0.45, divided by density of air is 1.185 given into area of flow is constant 0.02. So therefore we got the value of Vf 0.45 divided by 1.185 into 0.02. Velocity of flow is 18.99 meters per second is the flow velocity we have. Next we have diameter and n, so therefore rotor speed is pi dn by 60. So u will become pi times diameter is 0.16 into rpm is 3600 by 60. So u will be pi into 0.16 into 3600 by 60. The value of u is 30.16 meters per second. So we know the value of Vf, which is equal to V1. No brilliant in that. So therefore I can find the value of Vr1 and beta1. So therefore tan beta1 will become, tan beta1 is Vf by u. So therefore beta1 is tan inverse of Vf is 18.99 divided by u is 30.16. Beta1 is 32.196 degrees. Now moving for exit, I want only Vu2. So we know alpha 2, we know Vf, so therefore Vu2 is obtained, right? So if I use tan alpha 2, tan alpha 2 is Vf by Vu2. So therefore Vu2 will be Vf by tan alpha 2. Vf is known, it is 18.99 divided by tan of alpha 2 is 70 degrees. So therefore Vu2 is 6.912 meters per second. So power developed can be determined as m dot u into Vu2 by Gc. Now to find R, instead of moving for all the parameters, we have derived for axial flow, power absorber with constant flow velocity, we have derived degree of reaction relationship, that is R is equal to Vf by 2u of cot beta 1 plus cot beta 2, or tan beta 1 plus tan beta 2 divided by tan beta 1 into tan beta 2. Let us use that by knowing the value of beta 2. So therefore tan beta 2 will become, tan beta 2 is equal to Vf by u minus Vu2. So therefore I will get the value of beta 2. So tan inverse of Vf is 18.99 divided by u is constant 30.16 minus Vu2 is 6.912. Hence beta 2 is 39.24 degrees. So I can find the two quantities what he has asked. First one is power developed. Power developed is m dot into u of Vu2 minus Vu1. Vu1 is 0 divided by Gc. Therefore, if I substitute the values, I will get power developed as m dot is given as 0.45 into u is calculated as 30.16 into Vu2 is 6.912 divided by 1. So if I solve, I will get the answer as 0.45 into 30.16 into 6.912 is nothing but 93.881 watts. Make a note, it is not kilowatts, it is just watts. Now coming for degree of reaction for axial flow with constant flow velocity, we have R is equal to Vf by 2u tan beta 1 plus tan beta 2 divided by tan beta 1 into tan beta 2. This proof I have derived in our lecture number 12, I think. So look back lecture number 12 for the proof of this equation for axial flow power absorber with constant flow velocity. We know all the values, I can find the degree of reaction. So if I substitute and solve, I will get the degree of reaction as Vf is 18.99 divided by 2 into U is calculated as 30.16 into tan of beta 1 is 32.196 plus beta 2 is 39.24 divided by beta 1 is again 32.196 into tan of beta 2 is 39.24. So if I solve, I will get the degree of reaction as 0.885. So this is the solution for problem number 3. So let me pause this video for a while so that you people can copy it down. Later we will solve the final problem of this module, that is problem number 4. Moving for final problem of this module, problem 4 states that air flows axially through a fan rotor at mean radius of 0.2 meters. If the tangential component of absolute velocity of air is increased by 20 meters per second during passage through the rotor, find the torque exerted on the air for an flow rate of 1000 meter cube per second at a point where the temperature and pressure are 1 atmosphere and 20 degrees Celsius respectively. Find power input if the rotational speed of rotor is 3000 rpm. Let us list the data given for problem number 4 so that it gives us the hint to alter the velocity triangle. Air flows through an axial flow fan rotor with a mean radius of, he has given the radius as 0.2 meters. If the tangential component of absolute velocity of air is increased by 20 meters per second, that is delta Vu is 20 meters per second, passes through the rotor, find the torque exerted. Torque is what he is asking on the air for a flow rate of Q is given, he has not given mass per rate, he has given volume flow rate 100 meter cube per second, where the pressure and temperature are given as 1 atmosphere and temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Find power input for the fan if the rotational speed is 3000 rpm. So this is the data given for the problem. Since no alteration is specified, the velocity triangle remains same, that is the general velocity triangle for us. So therefore retain the general velocity triangle. Velocity triangle is general velocity triangle itself. So rewrite the general velocity triangle once again here. Since the space is constrained for me, I will use the velocity triangle from there itself, but you people should write the general velocity triangle again. So now he is asking us to find the torque. So we know that formula for torque is force into perpendicular distance. So therefore I want tangential thrust into radius. You know the radius, I should find the tangential thrust. You know the formula for tangential thrust. tangential thrust is m dot into VU1 minus VU2 for turbines. For power absorbers, it will be difference in VU, tangential component of velocity. Now the unknown is mass flow rate. To find the mass flow rate, he has given the volume flow rate. So therefore mass flow rate is rho Q, is the formula for mass flow rate. So therefore I can find mass flow rate now. Mass flow rate is rho A F Vf, which is nothing but rho Q. So Q is given, rho is unknown. So therefore we know rho is equal to P by RT. P is 1 atmosphere. I will take 1 into 10 to the power of 5 pascals. So let me take 1 atmosphere is equal to 1 bar, that is 101 kPa. So which is nothing but 1 into 10 to the power of 5 pascals. So divided by R value is known to us, it is 287 into temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. So therefore temperature will become 293 Kelvin. So therefore density of air will be 10 to the power of 5 divided by 287 into 293. So density of air is 1.189 kg per meter cube. So therefore we got the value of mass flow rate. Mass flow rate will be, density is 1.189 into Q is 100. So therefore mass flow rate will be 118.92 kg per second. So now you can find the value of torque. So therefore torque T is equal to, Ft is, let me find out Ft first, tangential thrust. Ft is, m dot is 118.92 into delta Vu is given as 20. So therefore I will give tangential thrust as 2378.38 newtons. So therefore torque exerted is, T is equal to, tangential thrust is 2378.38 into radius is 0.2. So therefore torque exerted is 475.68 Newton meters. So this is the torque exerted. Now the second important point is power developed. For power developed, I want the value of U. We know mean radius, we know RPM, so therefore U is equal to pi dm by 60, which is nothing but pi into diameter is 2 times the radius into RPM is 3000 divided by 60. So therefore the value of mean tangential speed of the rotor is 62.83 meters per second. Now I can find the value of power. So power is equal to m dot times work done per kg. Therefore power is equal to m dot into axial flow, U is common, Vu2 minus Vu1, that is delta U by Gc. So therefore power developed is m dot, we have calculated as 118.92 into U is 62.83 into difference in tangential component of absolute velocity is 20 given divided by 1. So therefore power required to drive the fan will be 118.92 into 62.83 into 20 divided by 1, which is turning out to be 149.434 kilowatts. I divided by 1000 to convert into kilowatts. So the answer for the problem is 149.434 kilowatts. So this is the solution for problem number 4. This completes our discussion on analysis of power absorbing turbo machines. Apart from these problems, you should be thorough with problems on centrifugal pumps, which I will take up in our module 5, because centrifugal pump itself is a module in this course. The syllabus for this problem is not at all constrained, because this unit itself says it is an energy transfer and general analysis of turbo machines. So therefore any questions from any module can be asked in this module. This module does not have any boundaries. So if you thorough with all the modules of this course, then only you can attend all the questions in this unit. I have covered almost all types of problems on turbines and also on power absorbers except centrifugal pump. Centrifugal pump will be discussed in our final module. So this completes our discussion on module 2, that is energy transfer and general analysis of turbo machines. From next lecture we will be heading for module 3, that is analysis of steam turbines. That's all from this lecture. See you all in our next lecture, that is on module 3. Thank you all.